Hello and welcome if you're just joining us here on France 24. I'm Laura Cellier and we're live from Paris. The top stories this hour. More information over the missing Washington Post journalist. Turkish police say they have evidence suggesting Jamal Khashoggi was murdered at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. This is Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman hosts the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in Riyadh. A long-awaited cabinet reshuffle here in France. President Emmanuel Macron appoints his close ally Christophe Castanet to the post of Interior Minister. And rescue operations continue in the south of France following deadly flash floods. At least a dozen people lost their lives, and there are now questions over why warning systems failed. First, Turkish officials say police have found evidence suggesting the Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi was killed inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Saudi Arabia denies responsibility, even though Khashoggi was last seen alive at the consul 2 weeks ago. But there are reports that Riyadh is planning to admit that he was killed as part of a botched interrogation. Well, the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has been meeting with Saudi royals today and will soon make his way to Turkey. Delano de Souza has the latest.
The hunt for answers continues in Istanbul 2 weeks after the disappearance of Jamal Khashoggi. Turkish forensics experts expanded their search on Tuesday to include the consul's residence and consular vehicles, while the consul general himself returned home to Riyadh. After conducting a 9-hour search overnight, Turkey's president raised the possibility that parts of the consulate had recently been repainted.
My hope is that we can reach conclusions that will give us a reasonable opinion as soon as possible, because the investigation is looking into many things, such as toxic materials, and those materials being removed by painting them over. This will depend on the conclusion that will come out from there.
On Tuesday, the US's top diplomat was dispatched to Riyadh. Mike Pompeo met King Salman early in the day before sitting down with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Strong and old allies. So we face a lot of challenges together in the past and today and also more.
The US and Saudi both agreed on the importance of a, quote, thorough, transparent and timely investigation on Khashoggi's disappearance. The 33-year-old, commonly known as MBS, had seen an enemy in Jamal Khashoggi. The journalist was critical of his policies, including Saudi Arabia's role in the conflict in Yemen, as well as his crackdown on dissent. Fearing for his life, Jamal Khashoggi began living in self-imposed exile in the United States last year. His disappearance from the Saudi consulate in Istanbul has many pointing the finger of blame at MBS, a narrative he's seeking to change. US media are reporting that Riyadh is preparing a communique to admit that Khashoggi was accidentally killed in the consulate during an interrogation gone wrong. The explanation, expected to blame a Saudi intelligence official for a botched operation to question and render Khashoggi back to Saudi Arabia, would shield Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman from direct implication in the killing. The rogue killer's theory has largely been dismissed by Jamal Khashoggi's colleagues as a self-serving means to protect Riyadh from growing international fallout.
And I will be speaking to a friend and colleague of the missing journalist Jamal Khashoggi later in this programme. Hussein Ibish will be on with me a little after 8:30 Paris time. But now, a long-awaited government reshuffle here in France this Tuesday. President Macron is seeking to draw a line under the uncertainty that was caused by recent high-profile resignations from